podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is Dollar Beat.
BoxingVoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no really no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal was for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Filip Hrgovic is a world-class. Filip Hrgovic is a world-class fighter. He's definitely top 10 heavyweight in the world right now. Could even be, you know, on ability-wise, might be top 5. So that's a fight for Daniel Dubois. Let Daniel Dubois fight Filip Hrgovic. You want to do Matchroom against Queensberry? Yeah. Okay, let's do Dubois-Hrgovic.
Dubois-Hrgovic. So that's what we're here to talk about, man. Eddie Hearn, once again, calls in a media stir. I love it when Eddie talks, man. All promoters, rather. They get the ball moving. They get the needle going. And look, we all know that Daniel Dubois had some unfinished business with Joyce, but that's why I put the side by side. You know, now that Eddie is antagonizing, instigating, you know, mocking Frank Warren. What did he say? Oh, you really want to do Queensberry versus Matchroom? And he changes his voice and he moves his head side to side, right? As if to say, if you really want to do business, let's do this fight. Let's see how much you really want to bury the hatchet. How badly do you want to be friends? But I guess the question is to the fans. What's the bigger fight for DDD? Is Joyce the more known fighter than the declarated hardcore fan favorite Filip Hrgovic? What should DDD do? I mean, being honest, Eddie's probably going to pay more. Straight up, right? Because Filip needs everything DDD has. And Daniel has the Joe Joyce fight there. It's there. In theory, it's there. They could get out of it because, you know, we really need to do that with seats. Eddie's paying us money to go fight in a studio versus Hrgovic. But what is the bigger fight? What is the better fight for you as a boxing fan? And what is the bigger fight for Daniel Dubois? Because at the end of the day, he is the one that is in control. He is the one that has the better ranking. He's better ranked than all of them. So they need what Dubois has. Dubois is not in the Ring magazine as of yet, top 10, which is okay. He hasn't won a world title or anything like that. But when you go to the WBO, Dubois is number 3, right behind Joseph Parker and Alexander Usyk. When you go to the WBC, he's number 7, right behind Joseph Parker. And I don't see him in the WBA, but that's all right. He's ranked in 2 of them very high. Now, when you think of Hrgovic, he's ranked right under Dubois in the WBC. And Hrgovic not ranked in the WBO, Actually, he is, but he's 15. See what I'm saying? Dubois is number 3. Hrgovic in the IBF, I do not see. And in the WBA, I do not see. And when you're talking Joe Joyce, where is Joyce ranked at? Has he paid fees? Where is he at? I don't even see Joe. Okay, 12 in the WBO. 11 in the WBC. So again, Daniel ahead of both men, not needing Eddie and his offer / challenge, because it was a challenge issued to Frank Warren, not to Daniel Dubois for Hrgovic, but to Warren. Like, you really want to do business? Then let's not do my bigger fighter and Dillian Whyte that's going to give all the exposure to your fighter, Daniel Dubois. Let's do Daniel Dubois versus my fighter, Hrgovic. They could use the exposure. So he put the shoe on the other foot. He's like, yeah, you want to get your prospect in with one of my big guys, one of my pay-per-view guys, right? Because Dillian is at least doing pay-per-view out there. So Hrgovic and Daniel have not done pay-per-view, but at least Daniel has headlined in the UK. But let me get back to this audio.
Let's see how keen you are for that one, right? Because they've sparred together, let me tell you. And that's a great fight between two young heavyweights.
He said, let's see how keen you are to get that one done, because they've sparred together. So does Eddie know something that we don't? Did Hrgovic tell him something that he hasn't released to the media? I don't know. But again, the true question here is only, what fight do you prefer? Is the Hrgovic-Dubois fight bigger than the Dubois versus Joe Joyce? For me, Joe Joyce has done more. He fought in the World Boxing Super Series. You know, he's got the history with Usyk. He fought Stavern, you know, and he's done it in a short amount of time. But if you're talking that Terrence Crawford eye test, I think people are going to say Hrgovic is the better looking fighter between Joyce and himself, right? Like, they like to say Joyce is slow. So maybe people do want that Hrgovic fight over the Joe Joyce fight. But we got some super chats. Let me get to those real quick. Looking like Miguel Robles says, thanks TBB for all the content. Helps me through my work days. Shout out Doomy on the soundboard. Cali Bakersfield. You already know. Thank you, California Stand Up. Thanks for that first super chat. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's going to help with that visibility. It's going to put this show in the eyes of other boxing fans. This is our third stream today already. We did a Dillian Whyte show, did a Terrence Crawford breaking news show. They're in negotiations. You can check that out. And now there's more breaking news. I mean, Eddie's sitting in front of a camera, letting things out, letting it leak and getting the ball rolling. So again, not much to talk about. Here's really your preference. Really is your preference, man.
Filip Hrgović is a world-class fighter. He's definitely top 10 heavyweight in the world right now. Could even be, you know,
top 10. Let's see. Let's use the ring, right? And see, is he in there? Anthony Joshua, number 1. Dillian Whyte, number 2. Deontay Wilder, number 3. Luis Ortiz, number 4. Andy Povetkin, Joseph Michael, Oscar Pulev. And these haven't been updated since August 3rd. I'm sure Dillian and Wilder might change places. If not, Povetkin takes Dillian's place for beating him. So top 10, Hrgovic is in the IBF. Not top 10 in the WBO. Top 10 in the WBC. Can we make him top 10? I don't think so. I mean, AJ. Oh, you're missing Fury. Okay, so you got to put Fury, AJ Wilder, Povetkin, Dillian, right? So what do we got there? 6. Then you got Parker, Hunter Rivas. Yeah, nah. It's hard to make Hrgovic top 10 universal. Hard to do that, Eddie. I'm sorry. But look, that's all right. He don't got to be top 10 universal. He's top 10 in the WBC, where they're both ranked 6 and 7. So, not a bad position to be. And a good position to get the fight sanctioned by the WBC. I mean, 6 and 7, maybe they could even get it for some sort of eliminator, right? Like right now, Povetkin's the mandatory that hasn't been called. Maybe Eddie could push this over the line as an eliminator to Povetkin's mandatory. You understand? But
ability-wise, might be top 5. So that's a fight.
He's capping there. He said ability-wise might be top 5. I mean, look, I guess maybe he's not capping. There's a lot of people that like to say, eye test. So is he giving Hrgovic all this ranking based off eye test? I don't have Filip Hrgovic as top 5. You got Fury, Wilder, AJ, Povetkin. Then you got to pick your litter. Who's next? Dillian? Is it Ortiz? Is it Parker? Hunter? So many people. Like, how could he be top 5?
For Daniel Dubois. Let Daniel Dubois fight Filip Hrgovic. You want to do Matchroom against Queensberry? Yeah. Okay, let's do Dubois-Hrgovic. Let's see how keen you are for that one. All right? Because they've sparred together, let me tell you. And that's a great fight between two young heavyweights.
Well, let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. You already know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Shout out to Boxing Social. Looks like they did the interview with Eddie Hearn and got that audio that, it's a challenge that Eddie is issuing to Frank Warren, because it's not Dubois that has to say yes. It's Frank Warren that has to say yes first before he takes it to Dubois. He's got to be willing. And, if any of those rumors are true, a lot of people seem to want to believe that Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions aren't doing well financially. Well, then maybe he does go ahead and jumps right on this. But I only got 2 questions for you, man. You can give me your thoughts. You can tell me how you feel. That's all good. But I want to know, what's the better fight for Dubois? Is it Joyce? Is it Hrgovic? And what's the bigger fight for Dubois? Actually, I said that wrong. What's the better fight for you? What do you want more as a boxing fan? Do you want Dubois Hrgovic or Dubois Joyce? And then, not as a boxing fan, what is the bigger fight for Dubois? What does better for his career? All right.
Let's go! I'm ready!
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
All right. Stone Bone, what up?
What up? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Man, I think the fight I probably would rather see, I'd rather see the Joyce, just because of the juggernaut theme. It's already been supposed to happen. There's been a lot of little bitterness going back, a little cheapiness. I've never heard Hrgovic speak, I've only seen him fight one time on like an undercard of, I forgot who he was even. I don't even remember who he fought that I watched. And only reason I really know his name is because who was that one Patreon that always, when he named his top heavyweights, he always throw
L Dog.
Yeah, because they from like the same country.
New
or something.
Zealand. I think L Dog is
Yeah.
from New Zealand though. Filip is from Croatia.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, he the only person I ever hear say it. So I think right now with the name recognibility, Joe Joyce, is he still with Richard Schaefer?
Nah, he signed to Queensberry. Remember, they signed to Frank.
Oh man, that's an in-house. Look, I think that's bigger, just because I think Joe Joyce, he's more known. What's the name is ranked higher, but I think Joe Joyce, to a casual boxing fan, he's more known and more people have seen him because he was with Richard Schaefer, so he was on a couple Ring Star shows that I saw, but I saw Hrgovic one time, so the bigger fight for me is Joe Joyce. And the one I would want to see would be Joe Joyce. Hrgovic maybe next.
All right. Great call. Great call. Let me get to Steve, Chicago.
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza. I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Damn, just listening, champ. No heavyweight talk. Sony. And all right, Sony.
Yo.
I hear you, champ. What up?
Hey, yo, thanks for taking my call. Hey, thanks for the spontaneous show. You know, I've been listening to all the shows throughout the morning, great shows. Anybody, as long as I just love hearing about the younger fighting. That's why I got so much props for Joe Joyce and Dubois when they actually do meet, because it seemed like they had no problems making that fight. And shout out to both of them. But as long as we keep getting these young lions in the ring together, I'm all for it. Hey, Ness, before you cut me off, hey, yo, check on your boy JP, bro. He took some bumps and bruises back there in the back channel. You know, he may be kind of bruised up. Holla at your boy.
It's all good. It's just because he doesn't agree with the bud tenders. I know how it goes, man. He said some things about him the other day. Steve, I'm doubling back because I seen you unmuted yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. Sorry about that. That's funny he brought up that L-Dog. I was thinking who used to talk about him too, so shout out to Stonebone. I remember that guy calling in all the time, beefing up Hrgovic. That card, that was in the Saudi Arabia. He was on the undercard of Joshua, I believe, Hrgovic. He's fought in Saudi Arabia on that card with you know what? That's the thing. I'm like, I don't really know much about that guy. And the guy he fought then, I don't even remember who the heck he
fought Carlos Molina. Do you think that's crazy though. Does Daniel Dubois have a bigger win than Molina? Dubois has been fighting straight up dudes we never heard of.
Yeah, it's a good fight for both, I think. I mean, just, I know where the rankings have Hrgovic, but I think it's a good fight for both of them. I actually like the fight. I like it.
So you prefer Hrgovic over Joyce, or you rather Dubois stick with his original choice? Damn, be rhyming without even trying.
Well, he's already got the Joyce thing planned, so it would look kind of funny if he got out of that and went to Hrgovic. But I mean, remember, I like either one. I'm honest with you, I like either one of them.
All right. Thank you for calling in. I set it up by saying they've been talking. If you go do some Google searching, they've been talking them ticket sales. Like, oh, we need ticket sales. That's why they moved it from the original date to the October date. So they can find a way out, especially if now Eddie want to throw some bubble money at him. It's like, all right, we will fight you. We're going to send him to the zone. How much you giving us? How much you giving us? Because he's a BT fighter. You know that. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. And Sony, I know you quivering. Stop biting your nails. You heard that bar I spit without even trying, so effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? N.O., what up?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Oh, next how my audio sound.
You good?
Alright. Look, I rather the Juggernaut fight, bro. Cause I ain't heard nobody but L Dog bring up Hrgovic, bro. I don't even know how Hrgovic look.
He beat Eric Molina. He beat Eric Molina last.
Yeah, bro, but like I ain't really hear about it like that. I mean, I probably did hear about it, I ain't gonna lie, and that's but I rather the Juggernaut fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Juggernaut got a chance to beat Dubois. You know what I'm saying? I'm a favorite of Hrgovic. You feel like he can get the knockout, he can get the job done. You put money on that?
I am not, but I'm a read you his resume, and I'm sure you'll be impressed.
All right, go ahead, run it, bro. Go ahead.
All right, so he's only got, it's 27 fights. Well, that's his amateur record. I'm about to say, what the hell? I got to be wrong. All right, he's only got 10 fights. So, he fought some nobodies in the first fight. I never heard of Rafael Zambano, but Zambano had over 50 fights, right? He was 39, 15, and 1. Next fight was Pavel Sauer. That's some dude, that we've seen lose to other people, but Hrgovic took his O. Then he fought a domestic level UK fighter in Tom Little. I don't know Sean Turner. I don't know Filiberto Tuvad. Those are two German fighters. He was with Team Sutherland. Now, remember, none of these fighters, look, Tom Little had 14 fights. Sean Turner had 13 fights. And Filiberto Tovar had 9-0. You know what I'm saying? So he's not fighting like bums, like people who, just starting. So then he fought Mansour. That was the biggest name. And I watched that fight. He did Mansour in. You know what I'm saying? Then he fought Kevin Johnson. Didn't get the knockout like AJ, but he got the win. Kingpin, that's like a rite of passage. You could beat the Kingpin. It depends how you beat him. And, you are like a rite of passage into that heavyweight division. People start looking at you. Then after that, he did Gregory Corbin. And remember, only one to beat Corbin before him, I believe, was like Charles Martin. Charles Martin. So then he did Gregory Corbin in. After Corbin, he fought Mario Heredia, which is a decent journeyman. Heredia actually got, I think, a draw once with, what's my man name? Let me look him up. I'm quiet as hell, right? I guess I'm wrong about the draw. For whatever reason, I thought I must be thinking of Rafael Hernandez. But, Heredia did lose to other heavyweights. Y'all know LaRon Mitchell, Andris Fedosov, who was in the Buxino tournament, Jonathan Rice twice, Samuel Peters, George Aries, the Dominican from Bronx, Hrgovic, and then after that, he beat Carlos Molina in Saudi Arabia, But Molina was coming off of a good layoff. So this would be like his livest, freshest body. Because Corbin was live, but not fresh in the sense that we seen how he fights. When he fought Charles Martin, we seen like he ain't really trying to go. You know what I'm saying? And Porter goes, right? And that's what I mean. Like, I know Dubois gonna go. He ain't just gonna sit there and wait to get taken out. So, Hrgovic definitely earned his right to be mentioned in the top of the heavyweight division, but not the top. You know, he's like top 15, top 10, probably. Not top 10 for me. Not top 10 for me, but then, you know, there's people out there that they like to rank off eye tests. Rue, 504.
Yeah. Good afternoon, man. What's happening?
Good afternoon, brother.
Hey, man. Shout out to L Dog. He was a cool dude. I like Hrgovic just as, much as he did, but I prefer the Dubois Joyce fight. It's just so much build up for that. We were supposed to get it earlier this year. Got pushed back due to COVID. That's the fight that I want to see. But that's my call, man. And good work on Patreon, by the way.
All right, brother. Well, thank you. Look like Mr. CYP. Just listening.
Yo, I got you. You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Only thing I got to say about this is we should know right now that Eddie Hearn will say anything as a promoter. Anything. And that's cool with me. I just want everybody to know that promoters have the license to lie to you. Ain't no way in hell he top 10 from nobody's eye. Ain't no way he top 5 by nobody's skill. But that's Eddie Hearn's job. So let's, from the future, start taking what he say with a grain of salt and quit arguing about what Eddie Hearn just said, because he a liar. That's it. CYP out.
Partially agree with you. Probably all the way agree with you, just not the way you articulated it, because all promoters stretch the truth. All promoters promote, right? But as far as not taking it with a grain of salt, I mean, you're right. Not take what he's saying about the record and where he ranks him. Take that with a grain of salt. But the offer, Eddie be giving dudes their money. And there's people out here making money with Eddie. Shout out to Otha Jones. They signed with Dazn, and he's got 6 fights already with Eddie. This kid from Houston, Ammo Williams, he got about 6 or 7 fights with Eddie. Shout out to them, too. It's probably different on the higher level for the Andres and Hrgovics to get the big name fights. But at least those kids that signed with him, like the Raymond Fords out of Philly, still able to get those fights right now because their pay grade is bubble friendly. But Eddie does negotiate, man. He does make offers, man. Like, this is what this is. Warren could get on the phone and say, all right, let's find out where this is at, really. Like, how much you offering? Do you want Dubois services? And now I got to go contact BT Sports as a network, or are you offering Hrgovic's services? And when are we talking? Because last I checked, Hrgovic was in Croatia. Majimbe.
Yo. Man, yeah, I don't believe Eddie at all. If we're talking normal boxing business, this doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you do this? I mean, would it be on the zone? It would, right?
I mean, it could be if Eddie wants to be a sticker in negotiations. Yeah, he'll say, I'm paying, so we'll send Dubois here. But then we might not get it because Dubois, I believe, is under contract with BT. I'm just assuming, though.
Man, it's kind of hard to believe this. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe it.
Listen, I think the way you make it happen is you send Hrgovic to BT. But then again, if you Eddie, it's like, I'm the one paying, so how do I send him to you? Unless Eddie says, all right, this is how much we want for Hrgovic to go to BT for that one fight. Because Hrgovic doesn't have a home. Let's be real. Like, it ain't like the zone is pumping him up.
Right.
He don't got no fan base. He's just a dude that hardcores think is good. He ain't got nothing to stand on.
He is good, and if I'm picking today, I'm probably picking him over Dubois just because of the fact that I feel he has better fundamentals. But that's about it, man. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't send him over. Not at all. Yeah.
All right, brother. Majid. Cut it. Talk to us. Just listening, Majid, going once. Oh, there he goes.
Sir, what up, Everybody need to like the video, subscribe, help them reach that new goal, and join Patreon for something that could always benefit you. But, hey, man, this is what I got out of it, because, like, most of the time when I hear this news, I don't really think about what they saying at the moment. I think where it could lead to. So I came up with, Hearn just trying to do that to get to the WBC Mando spot, because if Dillian White lose again, then, you know, that's one of his fighters left off the chart. I feel like, Frank Warren tried it first, calling out White or whatever, because if Triple D would have won, then he would have ended up at that Mando spot. So now Eddie just putting the heat back on him, like, all right, you called my fighter out. He got something he tied up. So if Hrgovic beat fucking Daniel Dubois, excuse my language, then he get closer to that WBC. So, you know, that's less stress off the chest if Dillian White mess around and lose again. So I think it's a calculated move that he willing to do if they willing to step up. But I don't think it happened. And
That's exactly what he should be doing. Positioning his company, not just his fighters, but his company, to take those belts or be in control of the belts, because the belts guarantees you television. Great call. King Born, Brooklyn.
You hear me?
Yeah. I was struggling to find your intro.
No, don't worry about it. I got 2 points, right? Yo, shout out to JP. I shot him in the legs. I shot him in the arms. I threw him off the cliff, and I heard he's in the hospital, and he got to take physical therapy. So, you know, I killed him in the back chat, y'all, to let y'all know. So right now, JP in physical therapy. He might make it. He might come back. You heard? Hey, yo, Nestor Trebek, what's up with the Jeopardy questions, man? You know what it is, bro. Listen, you know I got Juggy, the Juggernaut. I want that with Daniel Dubois, right? But for Daniel Dubois, yo, Hrgovic, man, he a hype job. He ain't fighting nobody. Ain't nobody feeling him. And like Majid said, yo, that's like a chess move in case when Dillian White get knocked out again, he got Hrgovic trying to go for that WBC title, man. But like I said, man, if I'm dead.
Cut it. To say Hrgovic ain't fight nobody in 10 fights, and you could find 5 names that you know. Molina, you know. Corbin, you know. Johnson, which is Kevin Johnson, you know. And Amir Mansour, you know. And Tom Little, you know. In 10 fights in the heavyweight division. Chill, Chizzy. Go ahead and show me 5 fighters that you know on a Jogba's resume. You know what I mean? Or Dubois' resume. JP, Long Beach, what is up?
Long Beach in the house,
Yeah, Ness. I got a few scratches on me from them cats in the cat channel, but I'm a big dog, so I can handle all that. But it's because I've never been too impressed with Du Bois. I like to call him Daniel Du Bois. That's what my boy call him. But maybe Hearn's cashing him out, man, because you wouldn't think he would run him up against the house fighter. So I don't got much to say about it, but maybe Hrgovic will take Du Bois' spot. That's what I'm thinking.
All right. We got J-Mac, New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. You want to bet?
Bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Damn, quick with that button. I had to go in my pocket working. Nah, man. You will put me behind Long Beach. I ain't got no words for him, man. Now the entertainer topic of the show. I thought it was a promotional move by Eddie Hearn because Joe Joyce and Dubois is signed with BT, right? Right. Yo.
My bad. I had myself muted. I said yes.
Okay, so of course it would make sense definitely in what's going on right now because doing like a cross promotion, that wouldn't make sense. Like my Jinbei said earlier, if it was a regular situation, that fight still didn't make sense. So if they're going to take a chance, I think the Joe Voice, Dubois and Joe Joyce fight made sense. For its challenging fight, I don't know. I'm undecided because I do believe in the Hrgovic guy. But the fight I want to see is Dubois and Joe Joyce, which I got Dubois knocking Joe Joyce out.
All right, James Benitez. No, sir. Just listening. We looking for Trey in the Bay. All right. So, Dominic Brazil, who has double the fights of Hrgovic, fought Hrgovic 2 years before him, fought Amir Mansour 2 years before Hrgovic. So, and Travis Kaufman 1 year before Hrgovic, who has 30-something fights. Sergey Kuzman 1 year before him. So, Amir Mansour, I know people say, oh, he's old as hell, but, that was a good win, again, for a brand new heavyweight, bro. Brand new. We're going out to Ed. Talk to us.
Yo, what's going on, guys? With this year, I think it's interesting, because when you look at it from like a resume point of view, Joyce is a silver medalist in the amateurs. He's got a better professional resume. He beats Dazn, former world champion. He beat Jennings. He's better than anyone on all of their records. However, and he's a bigger star. He's a bigger commodity in the UK. But so business-wise, it makes sense to go for Joyce, right? But me as a fan, I think Joyce's style is made for Dubois. He's this big, come forward guy, blocks punches with his face, and I think it's just gonna end. It's gonna end badly for him. So stylistically, I'd like to see Hrgovic. A bit more of a traditional boxer, long range, could be tricky for Dubois. Whereas Joyce, I think, you get more credit for beating him, but it can only end one way, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you think?
Nah, man. I mean, I said Joyce is the bigger fight. You know what I mean? I've been in the business too long that I'm not just a fan. I like to think the future of the fighter, his career, the business part of it, and for Joyce, for Dubois, it would be a better move to go for Joyce. Joyce is commercially more known. Mr. PBC, Seattle, what up?
Mr. PBC, baby.
Matchroom.com.
I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby. Yo. What's up, Ness?
What up?
Some new breaking news. I would love to see like a good old competition between Joe Joyce versus that one dude, Usyk versus, and then Daniel Dubois versus Philip, because I know back in the day, Joe Joyce and Philip had a thing going on, and then Joe lost to Usyk in amateurs. I would just love to see that, But I still would 100% would like to see when they first started talking, they were talking Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. Bring that back, Fuck all the shit. But if they go that route, I would definitely love to see that. That's my call. That's how it is.
Daniel Dubois, I am going to knock you out.
704. Josh, what's going on? North Carolina, what up?
What up, man? Hey, I think if you want to look at the opposite side of it, Frank Warren could be like him. Instead of putting Dubois and Joyce together, I might as well keep them two free from each other so I can have 3 heavyweights in contention for some titles. So if I was Frank Warren, I probably would look to eliminate Hrgovic from it, you know what I'm saying? To keep a lot of my fighters up there in the top ranks and all that. So I like to see that fight. I think Dubois beat him. But Hrgovic is a good fighter. He's a top 15 fighter. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'd be so Eddie Hearn off of that. So Frank Warren ain't accepted or nothing.
Nah, he ain't accept yet. But,
okay.
But the question is, which one do you want better? Like, should he fight Joyce or should he fight Hrgovic?
I want to see Joyce because I think he'll do away with Joyce. I think that'll be a 10-round fight, won't it?
Joyce fight got to be a 10 or a 12. I believe Dubois won some sort of WBO or WBC trinket.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to see the Joyce Dubois fight. You got Phil Steady today?
Yes, sir. Patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. We're definitely going to have a film study. Looks like we got a super chat. Second one of the show, Joyce Bigger Challenge. They scared. Okay, well, look, it wasn't Dubois asking for this. This is Eddie. You know, this is Eddie saying this mad bent. We going to King Amin. What up? And I think that's Coach Myers, but you haven't pressed 1, champ. I know you're just getting used to blog talk maybe. But Amin, talk to us.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, the Joe Joyce fight is the fight everybody wants. It's the bigger name. It's a UK matchup. Hrgovic bringing him in the mix. Like, I checked this box rec. Nah, like that's still bringing him along. If he already jumping out there talking about fighting Dillian White, why are we talking about Hrgovic? Or is that supposed to be a stay busy fight for him?
Well, because remember that Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, they pushed it back once, and now it's in October. This is the second date, but now they still been saying like they need those tickets. So if Eddie could offer you some money to fight in the bubble, it's up to you to take it. We don't know what the offer is. Eddie's saying, let's do it.
Yeah, Eddie be saying a lot. I mean, listen, I would, if I was Daniel Dubois, like, I would just say wait for the Joe Joyce fight, But if that fight is not coming through, then people are going to say he ducked Hrgovic. And Eddie Hearn is like you, Ness. See, he waving Hrgovic out there, right, trying to pump him up. And then he says, well, fight Hrgovic.
Pump
him
up?
I don't want to fight. I'm just waiting for the Joe. Oh!
Yo, pump him up. Yo, you know boxing and you watch UK boxing. Hrgovic at 10 fights already pumped up. He already pumped up at 10 fights.
But I wouldn't. Boom.
Name another 28-year-old or in that age bracket with this amount of names under his belt. He beat Gregory Corbin from Texas, Eric Molina, former Deontay Wilder opponent, Corbin, former Charles Martin opponent. That's 2 former opponents of 2 world champions. Because Charles Martin was a world champion. Let me ask you this then. And Wilder was a world champion.
Excellent point. But if Hrgovic is the goods, then why he acting like Hearn, that is, Eddie Hearn, why he acting like he can't get a fight for Usyk? Put heavyweight Usyk in there, not cruiserweight, heavyweight Usyk in there.
Usyk got to fight. Usyk got to fight, champ. Usyk Usyk and Chisora ain't got no issue because Chisora bring the pay-per-view sales, and Usyk gonna help that out because he did a pay-per-view with Tony Bellew. Come on, champ. You know that. You know that. Listen, Usyk ain't got no problem. Who got a problem? Frank Warren saying he need them ticket sales. That's why Eddie ain't got no problem. What he said, we could do the Crawford fight. It's a good UK pay-per-view fight. Like, if you got Chisora and Brooke, you could do a pay-per-view depending who they in the fight with. And Chisora's in a fight with Usyk. The UK already know him. He murdered Bellew live on TV. You know what I'm saying? We going out to a brand new caller, look like a first-time caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Looking like California. Who's this?
Yes, sir. This is Spencer in California.
Spencer, what up?
What's happening? Yo, you made some great points when you talk about how they bringing up Hrgovic fast. I think he's a legitimate opponent. I don't think he's top 10. Like, I just look at top 10 and I see all the guys who have fought each other. I even see Rivas ahead of Hrgovic. Like, if Eddie wants to floss Hrgovic, he can go throw him against Rivas. He could throw him against Dillian after they rematch. Or against Povetkin if he loses to Dillian. It's a lot of options for Hrgovic. Right now, this is just Eddie stunting. Eddie saying, you got balls. Him and Frank have like this macho thing going on. He's like, Frank, you got balls. Put him up against a real fighter. You know my guy will do him. But he know that Frank is a businessman. He ain't making that fight. And plus he shouldn't. Joe Joyce earned that fight. Dubois earned it. They got that going. I don't even know why they BS. Like, this is even being entertaining, really. But I do think Hrgovic has a chance to show himself. But there's other young guys, too. Nobody's talking about Tony Yoka, Ajagba. I think he'll knock these dudes out. Not Yoka, but Ajagba.
Cut it. Man, we talking about a job, but we reported on him leaving Ronnie Shields. We had Ronnie Shields on the show. We reported on him signing to James Princeton Top Rank and being trained by Kei Kimura. And as far as Tony Yoka, we also reported on him fighting Johan Duhaupas in France. And then yeah, man, we heavyweight division we on like white on rice, B. We got Coyote in the UK.
To this day, to this day. Take along if you know the words. Come on. To this day.
Yo, I don't understand why some of these American callers, like, who should know boxing, talking like casuals. But anyway, everyone who understands knows, obviously, at the end, he's playing smart here. He's like, he doesn't have to do Frank a favor. So he's like, come and fight a real fight with Hrgovic. Now, Hrgovic is definitely going to be a tough fight.
So are you saying Dillian White isn't a real fight? Because that's what Frank wanted. He wanted Dubois White. You trying to say,
Yeah, Bob. Come on, White and Dubois, they're not on the same level. They're not like that's Frank clout chasing. Dubois trying to fight.
I think right now Dubois slightly above White just because White ain't finished getting up off the floor.
Come on, man! Stop saying that kind of stuff, man.
That's what happened is I didn't have this. I was supposed to say, let me take it back. Oh, no, Coyote, I think actually Dubois a slightly a higher level than Dillian White because he ain't get up off the floor yet. Now you know it's a joke. When you do the drum beat, now you know it's a joke.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, man, you sometimes you like showing that you're really a casual, but I'll let that one slide. But listen, Hrgovic is a good fight. Joe Joyce is a good fight. All of those fights are top fights.
Question is, which one you prefer? What, as a boxing fan, what do you want?
I want to see Hrgovic because I feel like that's more. The styles would match equally. Does that make sense? Because both of them have got speed. Joyce hasn't got that speed. So
cut it.
Boomerang King Born by 704.
I'm taking your head off right now, Lex. You got the nerve to say he fought Eric Molina, 39-year-old. A dude named Zombiano. And you gonna try to big up Tom Little for Hrgovic and he ain't fighting nobody? Why you doing that to yourself, Nuts, man? Don't play yourself out like that. I like you. Don't play yourself out, brother. Don't play yourself out like that. You gonna bring up Tom Little like these dudes is killers. They ain't no killers. Who they killed? Who they killed? So you gonna tell me Hrgovic is a bigger, he should be on the rankings and all that? Come on, man. You can't do that, Ness. You can't do that, man. Come on, man. Tom Little, the Zombie Man, Zombiano, Greg Corbin. Who he fought? Daddy won. You get me now, Ness? You get me? You get me? Come on, man. Don't do that to yourself, man. You ain't blow my head off. You got your own. You shot your.
Cut it. So this is the issue. You know, you want to break down resumes. So you didn't pick a fighter. So I'll pick someone similar to Filip, an Olympian, similar amount of fights. His name is F.A. Hrgovic. Tell me who Terrell Anthony Henderson is. What about Luke Lyons? Now, you don't know Rodney Hernandez the way you don't know Tom Little. Okay? So you wouldn't even give Hrgovic credit for Hernandez. And this is the dude who I mistaked earlier on Philip's record. This is the dude that got the fights with Joey DeValco and the Chinese heavyweight and LaRon Mitchell and a few others. Now, he's a loser too, but those good losers that you want your fighter in to show you what they could do, but you don't even know him, so you wasn't going to give Hrgovic credit for that. And you don't know Curtis Harper. Only thing he known is for walking out the ring. Who'd he beat, Ness? Don't do that to yourself. Who he beat? You tell me. Who Curtis Harper beat for Hrgovic to get hyped for not even landing a punch? Okay? But what about Santinio Turbo? Why we know him? Because Cassius Chaney made him a freaking highlight reel? So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see no name to stick out on Hrgovic's resume. And look, 2019, a year after Hrgovic. A year after Hrgovic, Hrgovic beat Mansour. All right? So, come on, bro. Like, you taking apart people's resume, not factoring in what it is they doing, man. You got to factor what they doing, what their age is, how long it took them to do it. All that goes into play. We got Coach Myers, Boomerang. What up?
Yeah, what's going on, Ness?
Chilling.
Yeah, I'm at work sometimes, so sometimes I don't hit the one. I just be listening to your show.
No problem.
But Eddie Hearn, you know, he's doing his job. You know, you just had one heavyweight took a loss. Potentially, Joshua could take a loss. You just got to position your guys like you're supposed to do. He's supposed to talk his guy up. That's what you're supposed to do. So definitely not mad at that. But me being from CT, you know, I want Cassius Chaney to get a shot or some type of shot. I know it's still early. He's only 18-0, but I'm from Connecticut. I want Cassius Chaney to get some type of shot eventually. That's my call.
All right. We're going out to Ben in Los Angeles. What up?
Guys, let me tell my phone.
Ben in Los Angeles. I don't know if you know. All right. I'm going to keep that moving. Double check. Yeah, that is definitely not Ben. All right. No wonder. That is almost identical, that number, champ. So, Los Angeles, new caller. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem.
What's up, brother? So, what's your name?
My name's Alan. I'm from Pacoima, California. I'm going to say it just like this real quick. I would rather see Dubois versus Joyce. F.A. Hrgovic is pretty good. But I hate when most people bring up heavyweight resumes as if most heavyweights, especially in the current era, don't have a questionable resume. You know, you're not going to have a welterweight resume where you see Sean Porter with a who's who resume or Earl Spence with a who's who resume. As far as heavyweights, you're always going to have a questionable You're always going to have a questionable resume. So these dudes bringing up resumes as far as heavyweights are concerned, they're spitting in the wind. It's just going to come back to you because you can question Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. You can criticize each and every resume, and those are the top heavyweights now. What we should do is criticize based on performance, because any top heavyweight is one performance away from a title fight.
I don't know about how much you could criticize Tyson AJ. AJ at his 15th fight or his 16th fight took a title shot. Hrgovic is on his 10th fight. Dubois is on his, let me get these numbers right so y'all can see. Because again, it's like, oh, AJ is this, AJ is that. People don't give people credit, but let's put it into perspective. Ajagba has 13 fights. That means in 3 fights, he should be a world champ because AJ did it on his 16th fight. And Ajagba in 13 fights is ranked 23 in the world. So doesn't sound like he's soon to begin a title shot, right? Now, he could get one the way AJ did, which is money-wise. They just signed with Prince or whatever. If they seen that in him, I don't know, slide him into some sort of title shot out there. Maybe with a Manuel Char for that WBA regular. Depends if you think he could beat him. But Hrgovic, 10 fights. He's ranked 21 in the world. And I don't see any immediate title shots in his future. What's another up-and-coming welterweight? Dubois, actual fights are 14. In 2 fights, could he get a title shot? I don't know versus who. And if in 2 more fights the same champs are champs, I don't know who he beats. So who else is in and around? Look, Hunter's already 18 fights in, ain't he? Hunter, how many Hunter got? Hunter 18, 1-1. No title shot. Well, rather, he did get the title shot in the cruiserweight shot, but he failed, right? He didn't even get it. And this guy, 17-0, which is Alexander Usyk, and no heavyweight title shot. And I don't think anyone, I ain't going to say that. I was about to say I don't think anyone believes he could win a title, but I'm pretty sure there's people that think he can outbox someone in the heavyweight division. I don't believe that. I don't see him winning a title at the top, man. But, hey, I could be wrong. But, again, no one – all right, this one is 15-0-1, and that's Bacoli. So that means, again, he couldn't do it. Like what AJ did in 16 fights, that's not easy. It's strategic. It was strategic. Like, yeah, things had to fall into play. I'm not trying to say that he had a tough title shot opportunity, but after he got the belt, he had to defend it, and that's when his resume really gets better. Is when he won the belt and started defending it. He started fighting the top 10 opposition for real. So again, he's got 23 fights? Yeah, so again, you gotta respect resumes, man. That was back in the day. And not really back in the day. It depends your upbringing, really. Depends your upbringing in terms of amateur and so forth like that. If you a declarated amateur like Ajagba and Hrgovic, you're gonna get those names on your resume sooner than others. You know what I mean? And you got that deal. People like to take shots at Wilder, but Wilder didn't have a deal right out the Olympics. He had to earn his opportunity. That was the beauty of what he was able to do. He got it off the muscle on his own. Let me see. Looking like we went to Stunner. Majimbe Boomerang.
Go to me.
Oh, I ain't go to you, Stunner. I'll be back. Unless I'll go to you now. Go ahead. Majimbe said he'll wait.
All right. So first, I'll say that I want to see the Daniel Dubois Joe Joyce fight. I'm excited for that one. But as far as Filip Hrgovic, I mean, if he needs an opponent, right? I was brainstorming. I got two opponents in mind that I think would be decent fights for him. I'll run them by you. First one, this one's kind of the easier of the two, but I still think it'd be a alright fight. What if Hrgovic fought David Price?
Yeah, I mean, we don't learn nothing though, right? There's no resistance on David.
I mean, I rate Povetkin ahead of Hrgovic, so I mean,
All
I don't think
right,
it's
but
a
what
foregone.
I don't get what that has to do with David. Like, yo, what's my man
Are
from
you trying to?
DC? Nah, what's my man from DC? He won. He beat David Price, and he was 40-41 at the time. But
Ooh,
anyway,
no, what about this one though? What about Otto Waller?
yeah, that's a decent fight. That's a
Because
decent
honestly,
fight.
the only reason I'm not gonna say Michael Hunter is honestly at this point I want to see Michael Hunter versus Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where. There's rumors that Hunter is signing with Impact, so he might not get no types of Luis Ortiz's if he went that
Wait,
route.
is he gonna be their first heavyweight? Because the only dude I know over there is Austin Trout.
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors that the Trevor Bryant and the Chris Lovejoy fight lands over there. Then he's not their first heavyweight because they got Alonzo Big Zo Butler.
Yo, that dude Chris Lovejoy, I mean, he be knocking dudes out, don't he?
Yeah, in Mexico, man. In Mexico, we gotta, and that's what I'm saying. People will tear apart Hrgovic, who actually got names, but Lovejoy, we about to, have a parade. Ricky, fresh.
Whoa. Been a minute. Been at work. Yeah. The better fight is the Filip Hrgovic fight with Daniel Dubois because obviously we all know Frank is struggling and that fight ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen in October. It's definitely not going to happen. Hrgovic has a better amateur background and that will make the fight more exciting. Joe Joyce is just slow, lethargic, slow. So it's just going to be straight to the face for him. It's not worth it. But yeah, it's been a minute and I didn't get a chance to comment on the Dylan White fight. Yeah, he lost, but that's good still because this makes the division more exciting because now we got something else to look forward in December. So if we got Wilder, Fury, Joshua, and then Dylan White, come on, it's Christmas, boys. You get?
Cut it. I like your optimism. Just keep the same energy when Wilder loses. Say it's good for the division. Instead of clowning them. And I'm not saying you. Speaking in general, though. Majimbe, Boomerang.
So yeah, I agree with the last call. I think that is the better fight. I'm not high on Joe Joyce at all. But yeah, I mean, the division's looking good, man. It's looking good. Like things are really starting to shake up. I don't know. I mean, I still think nobody beats Tyson Fury, but that's my opinion. But yeah, man, great show as always. Shout out to Majid for always letting people know to hit that thumbs up. Later.
That's right. Ringing the bell for Roy. Roy paid for his Patreon in full after already being a Patreon. He said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and pay for the year. Shout out to Roy. Boomerang, Trey in the Bay. All right. So I'm out. We'll be back tonight. Film Study Tuesday. Peace.